My skin was dry. It's winter. It gets like that. I had to do something about it. But anyway, welcome, Pirate. What is it? Psyops and Socks and Ezra Pound. Good to see you both. The beer flu is almost over, and the feminists are all lining up with gripes aimed at men, of course. If you live in Australia, you would have no doubt seen all the talk of all the extra funding the feminists got for the men's referral service, which is the man bad service that tells men how not to beat the shit out of women, as if we didn't already know that. But today's a bit of a different topic. Today, I have a 38-year-old single woman who claims coronavirus has ruined her plan to have kids. Now, this is this is so many things to me, right? This is amusing. This is relevant. This is also something that's close to my heart, because I know at least two women that I care about, fairly close to me, that are at this point now that want to have kids, but are this age. So it's just really highlighting to me how many women are reaching that age, never really settling down, always just kind of, monkey branch, or, never really take things seriously. And I'm just going to address this, right? Because some people say, well, I was having this conversation yesterday with Chronic. We're talking about, what comes first, the chicken or the egg sort of situation. It's like, well, we can have the conversation about how some girls will have sex on the first date. But then some guys go, well, I won't sleep with a guy that... Sorry, I won't sleep. Some guys go, I won't sleep with a girl that has sex on the first date. But the girl's like, well, hang on, you're having sex on the first date as well. So, and honestly, guys, it's a two-way street. I think we all love sex here. We all love sex. I don't know any of you don't. Some of you opt out of it because you're just past the point where you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not getting involved. But for those of you who still love sex, I don't know. It's like, where do we kind of draw that line where we still get sexual fulfillment without kind of getting our balls put in someone else's purse? I don't know. That's up to you guys. But I just want you to think about that. Like, just don't go out banging every chick that will have sex with you, because it's just enabling this culture we have. And I don't think it's a healthy culture for anyone really in the long term. And it's resulting in stories like these. I'm a 38-year-old single woman, and coronavirus has ruined my plan to have kids. Usually I'm not one to make New Year's resolutions, but this year I flipped things around and decided I would dedicate 2020 to finding the one. I told everyone around me that even though I was not interested in going out with anybody, and that the thought of going through with the motions on dating apps made me nauseous, it was time to get serious and give it another crack. My method of leaving my marital status up to a que sera attitude clearly was not working, considering I'd never dated anyone for longer than a handful of months. And I guess what she's saying there is she was just waiting for Prince Charming to just rock up and just be like, oh, look, hey, I'm here with my massive penis and a big bank account and all of the personal qualities that you desire in a man, to sweep you off your feet and take you away to the Maldives on me. And let's get married and pump out a few kids and you'll be sweet forever. All right, that's the sort of feel that I get from this. And getting back in the dating game was not solely motivated by wanting to find marital bliss, but rather my very strong desire to start a family. I turned 38 in February, and it's foolishly taken me, yes, it was foolish to wait that long. It's foolishly taken me this long to realize that I'm living with a biological clock that is ticking impatiently, and that I should probably do something about it. Now, way back when women knew about their biological clock, and they were well aware of that right into their late 20s and their early 30s and even earlier. But so many women have been lied to by gender ideologues, lied to by the mainstream media, lied to by magazines, by TV shows, by their spinster auntie, who's so happy and successful as, you know, a feminist lawyer at the Women's Domestic Violence Advocacy Center, who cries herself to sleep at home at night, away from the watchful eyes of anybody else who might have a different opinion of her if they were to see that. You know, that same auntie that cries herself to sleep with a bottle of wine by the bedside and 3 cats pissing all over her bed sheets, like Mayim Bialik, the chick who plays Amy Farrah Fowler from Big Bang Theory, did a video on that a while back. So this is really the collapse. And you know, a lot of you saying, well, when coronavirus is over, you know, everything's just going to go back to usual and things are going to get worse. And I agree that that might be the case to a certain extent, but there's also, look, for every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So even if people are right saying this, and even if a lot of ladies do get worse than they were before post-coronavirus, and Young Men's Daily Red Pill talked about how the 80-20 rule could become the 90-10. It's a very interesting video to watch. You should go check it out. Young Men's Daily Red Pill. Just search 90/10. But the guys that are actually coming through on the tail end of COVID are realizing, hey, I made it through this, but that was actually pretty tough, going for a few months without pay or without the person in my investment property that I worked hard to purchase being able to pay the rent. So a lot of guys are going to go, you know what? I need to have 6 months savings in the bank. Guys are going to start tightening up the purse strings. Chino Band, thank you for that super chat, brother. It says, women had it all, then wanted more. They are the reason all my earnings are mine. Now they have to fix this. Yeah, and look, if this is the thing, right? If a guy gives a woman everything and then they ask for more, and that's not good enough, well, then we're just gonna go, well, fuck it, I'm done, not interested, right? So that's a bit of a shitty thing. Anyway, let me get on with this article. And thank you for that successful endeavors, man. I appreciate that. But then the world turned upside down. As the coronavirus pandemic swept the globe, mingling with anyone outside of your household suddenly became forbidden. Let alone going out for drinks with a random stranger to find out whether he could be your future baby daddy. This is why I don't read articles all the way through, because otherwise I'm expecting these little things. I'm so glad that was a juicy little gem there. Future baby daddy. The panic and devastation I felt when I realized I was now at least 12 to 18 months away from starting a family hit me like a ton of bricks. 2020 was going to be my year. Yeah, and you know what? And I bet 2019 was going to be your year. And I bet 2018 was going to be your year. And even, let's not forget 2017 or 2016 or 2015 or 2014 or every single other of the 37 to 38 years before this one that was going to be your year. Yeah, they were all going to be your year until they weren't your year anymore. And now we're in 2020 and this was going to be your year and coronavirus ruined it for you. No good, no good. So yes, it was going to be my year. I'd overcome hardships to get to a fantastic place mental health wise, and I felt emotionally ready. I felt emotionally ready to take on a relationship, but now I felt terrified and defeated. Right? And now she doesn't feel emotionally ready. Now she feels terrified. Now she doesn't feel like it's going to be her year this year anymore. As I emotionally chowed into my lockdown supply of chocolate, I did the maths. Social distancing rules could be enforced for many more months, which would delay me meeting and vetting potential partners. Hey, you know those girls out there getting that quarantine dick. All right, don't even pretend like it's not happening right now. You're acting like you're not going to go out and get some if it gets to that point. New Era Monk, MGTOW Monk says, Monk mode increased my freedom and women's despair. Thank you for that super chat, brother. And look, you know, any time when you say I'm not going to have sex anymore, or I'm not going to have sex with you, that does create an urgency for people that do want to have sex with you. So totally accurate there. Now, she mentioned that she was doing the maths. Now, for any of you who haven't seen the "You're Not Married," you know what? I'm just gonna play it for you guys. I'm gonna play you the "You're Not Married" video. I know a lot of you have seen it, but a lot of you haven't. So I'm gonna share this because this is actually super relevant to this. And perhaps someone could have shown this video to the lady that wrote this article before things actually got to be a problem.
Okay, don't listen to them, Janie. Look at me. I'm way older than you and I'm not married.
You're not married? But you're so old.
No, I'm not. I'm only 29.
I had a cat once who was 15 and she died. We had to bury her in the backyard. My mom says she's just bones now. But you're older than that. You're older than bones.
Not exactly true.
We have an idea. We want to set you up.
Okay, that's very cute, girls, but I'm not looking to be set up right now.
I hate to say it, Liz, but at your advanced age of 1,000,000, it seems to me you don't have as much time as you think.
That's enough, girls. You may be too young to understand this, but finding a man and getting married is not all that life has to offer. And if I do get married and have a family, it will be because the timing is right for me, and not because I was pressured into it by a bunch of second graders. And by the way, 29 is nowhere close to 1,000,000. You need to brush up on your math.
You're right, Liz. I'm not very good with numbers. But even if you meet a guy today and you only date him for 1 year before you get engaged, and it takes you 1 year to plan the wedding, and it takes you at least 1 year to get pregnant, and you want to have at least 2 kids, and you want them to be at least 2 years apart, and you want to do all this before you turn 40, because man, after that, you're really playing with fire and turns to a whole host of fertility problems. Then I'd say you really don't have a lot of time to meet this perfect mystery man. But like you said, I'm still learning math.
Ooh.
All right, you guys. I've got cupcakes. Happy birthday, Janie. Make a wish, sweetheart.
I think you need this more than I do.
Right? So that was a serious truth bomb dropped by that chick there, because that is, and 1968 Barracuda, I have linked to that video below already. I knew that someone would ask for that, so I took preparations in advance. So yeah, look, that is exactly the conversation that needed to be had with the lady who wrote this article a long time before she wrote it. But it's getting to that point now, because I mean, she's 30, like, let's say she's 38. Imagine she's just turned 38. By that timeline that was just given, we're talking about 3 years, right? So we're talking 41, 42 years old. If you haven't even met someone yet, goddamn, I'm just saying. But I know I'm not going to just walk out of lockdown and find the one immediately. That's correct. Dating and relationships take time to develop. That's correct. And that's long. This is how it's written here, so don't shoot the messenger. And that's long before you even know whether you might want to start a family with someone. At my age, time is of the essence when it comes to not only my fertility, but my chances of having a healthy pregnancy and embryo. Contrary to popular belief, fertility does not fall off a cliff after the age of 35. If it's not a cliff, it's like an 80-degree slope. I'm just saying. That's a good one. I just came up with that now. But there is a gradual decline in the chances of a natural pregnancy. Women under 30 have about a 25% chance of getting pregnant naturally each cycle, and that drops to 20% for each woman over 30. By the time a woman hits 40, it drops to less than 5%, according to research by the American Society for Reproductive Medicine. There are also greater health risks for myself and the embryo if I conceive in my 40s. Fertility options such as IVF are also not as an easy option as easy an option it should be as one may think. Qualifying for NHS funding is complicated, and the costs when paying out of pocket are astronomical. I'm worried that I may struggle to afford treatment if I can't get it covered by the NHS, and I'm saving my pennies up for that potential rainy day. And even if you can afford it, the success of IVF treatment decreases with age. This fills me with a sense of regret, and I wish I'd taken all of this more seriously when things could have been easier for me. Until this wrecking ball of a realization hit me, and this is like, it does hit people like a wrecking ball when they get to this age. That's exactly what happens. Until this wrecking ball of a realization hit me, I didn't think coronavirus would impact me much at all because of my privilege, so long as I stayed indoors and followed government advice. But coronavirus could seriously and completely derail my life plans in a big way. I've currently dissociated, and so as not to completely crumble in an emotional heap. I've currently dissociated and pushed my feelings way down so as to not completely crumble in an emotional heap, because there's not much I can do about it for now. But I know that I will be heartbroken down the track if this does stop me from having kids. Nevertheless, I refuse to rush into a relationship for the sake of procreation, even if the biological clock is against me. I may be keen to settle down, but I want it to be with the right person. I'm also adamant that I want to find my life partner before I have kids, which is in no way to denigrate single parenting. I came from 2 generations of single mothers who did an amazing job of parenting against all the odds. And look how your life turned out. Look how it turned out. No idea of what a healthy relationship with a man looks like, which is why you're single. This is what single motherhood does. But I've seen how hard it can be to do it alone. And after facing many personal hardships myself, I think I, wait for it, deserve to have something beautiful, such as a loving long-term relationship. What exactly and specifically did you do to deserve this? What did you do to earn it? When lockdown ends, after hugging my friends and flying to Australia to see my dog. Hope you've got the peanut butter ready. I'm going to put myself out there to find love. I plan to not only use the dating apps effectively, but also to be open to meeting someone on a night out or through friends. And I personally believe that the best way you can meet someone is through friends, because if you meet them on a dating app, if you meet them in a nightclub, you don't know where they've been and you have no history on them. It's just like, if you buy a car that's been in your family, right? And you know the service history, you know where it's been, you know who's driven it, what their driving style is, you know, whether it's been neglected or not. You know, you can kind of go, well, you know what? I know this car's been looked after. I know where this car's been. I know its history and I know what to expect. If you go like walking up to a random dude at a service station with a car that you like and be like, hey man, kind of like your car. Can I buy it off you? You wouldn't do that without doing the necessary checks. So why do we do it with girls? Like, at least, you know, get to know the car for a little bit so that you can at least make an informed decision before you buy. Don't just jump into something that's a big commitment. So yeah, until then, I'm going to re-download the apps and try some old-fashioned courtship until we can meet face to face. Developing a relationship strictly online can't be so hard, right? Well, apparently it is hard if you've had such a difficult time meeting them. I'm just actually finding a photo of this chick to show you. There we go. No, it's a better one. So this is a photo of that lady here. I'm a fucker, I know. Anyway, guys, I would love to find out what you think about this article. I would love to get your thoughts. Do you have anyone around you that's also in the same boat as this at the same age? What's your thoughts? And you know, has this video made you rethink just having sex with random chicks just because they will have sex with you? Because you know, look, we often talk about how women we often say that women don't not good with accountability, and in many ways that may be true. We also, however, need to take some accountability for the role that we play in things turning out like this. So, you know, if we're going to talk about women need to take more accountability, then I think we should be accountable for what we create by way of not just pumping and dumping randoms. Yes, it's easy sex, and some of you are going to disagree with me on that, and that's totally cool. I respect that. But that's just my position, the position that I'm taking, the stance that I have. And I just think that if I'm going to be going out pumping and dumping random chicks, then what kind of framework am I setting for them moving forward? You know, how can I be saying that they shouldn't sleep around while I'm literally enabling that behavior? Because men enabled feminism, right? Men enabled all the bad behaviors of feminism. Men enabled this. So why would we enable that behavior if we don't think it's good? That's just my thoughts. It's just my thoughts. It's just my ramblings. Would love to hear what you guys have got to say about that. Leave your comments below the video. Please share this. Smash the thumbs up. All of the interaction that you guys do definitely helps to spread the word on these videos, and you know, help guys to get a more balanced lifestyle and, you know, a really good mindset, hopefully, for those of you who would benefit from something like this. Anyway, if you want to support this channel, sydneymctail.com/brave. If you want to check out a new web browser, and you've been using Brave, Safari, Firefox, anything else, Chrome, Safari, Firefox, anything else other than Brave, go and check out Brave. I think you will really enjoy it. It's just like Chrome, but without the privacy concerns, and a little bit faster with all the same extensions. Hockey Bukisa says, I think you missed the cause. It's the exposure to the epitome that has raised women's standards to ridiculous heights: books, movies, dating apps. Yeah, and look, that's a very, very good point, Hockey Bukisa, and that comes back to what I'm fundamentally saying, because women can only respond to what men enable them to do, right? So we can criticize girls who've got OnlyFans, but there's dudes out there paying $10-20 a month, right? They're the ones that are enabling it. It's like, shit, man, someone's gonna pay you $10-20 a month to show your ass. Honestly, if I got 2,000 girls paying me $10 a month, right, to see my dick, balls, and ass, man, I'm gonna be doing the helicopter dick all day long. 20 grand a month, give me that cash, right? I'll take that, I'll invest it, I'll make more money. I'll retire early, baby, you know what I mean? So, like, we can't blame them. Like, we can only educate them on the long-term ramifications, right? Whether that's by shaming or having a laugh at it at their expense. But also there are simps out there that are enabling them to be able to act in this way and get paid for it. So I think we really need to all understand the role that we all play in these outcomes, because it's very, very important that we have that discussion. But yeah, anyway, guys, like I said, if you want to try our Brave browser, sydneymigtow.com/brave. If you want to donate, paypal.me/sydneymigtow. I've got Patreon, Subscribestar, Crypto. It's all in the link below if you do want to donate. But as always, I appreciate you guys coming in and joining me. Thank you so much. Smash the thumbs up, leave a comment, share this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Hope this gave you something to think about. Peace.